Hi everyone, welcome to Nina Cucina. Today I am making one of my favorite eggplant dishes, eggplant caponina. And why do I call it that? Because I discovered it in Capri, Italy just recently at La Caponina restaurant. It's just delicious. Let me tell you what I've got going on my work surface here, and we'll get started right away. First of all, we've got about a medium eggplant. We've got a little bit of fresh basil, and I've got some golden raisins, a couple tablespoons of capers, the same with some pine nuts, nice crunchy pine nuts filled with fiber and healthy fats, a little bit of Romano, and my homemade tomato sauce. Now you can learn how to make a basic tomato sauce right on the Nina Cucina site in our how-to video section. It's really easy. All right, let's get started right away. I'm just going to peel some of these leaves back a little bit, and the reason I do that is because I like to get as much eggplant out of my eggplant as I can, and I want to be able to cut this little nose off exactly in the right spot so I get the most for my money. Just going to cut that little guy off, into the bin he goes, and the same thing with this little belly button here. Just cut him off. Now I'm going to slice these lengthwise. If you prefer circles, go ahead and do circles. But this is the way that it was done at the restaurant in Capri, La Caponina, so I like to do it exactly the same way. It was such a beautiful presentation. You can serve this as an appetizer or as a side dish. Today I'm using it as a side dish, but I was actually it was served to me as an appetizer in Capri, and it was wonderful. I love that idea of getting the vegetable into your family first thing. So that's really the way to go. I'm just going to lay these nice slices right on a baking sheet. See if I can fit them all on one. Sure can. Now on these ends, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shave off a little itty bitty piece just so they stay flat. They lay flat and they're not wobbly. Makes the baking a lot easier, and it makes it a lot easier for the person eating it. There we go. Now, let's chop this basil. I'm going to mix most of my ingredients right into my tomato sauce. And that is going to go on top of those luscious slices. We're going to make almost kind of like a little pizza idea. It's really scrumptious. You're going to get some nice sweetness from those golden raisins. You're going to get a little bit of tanginess from the capers and a little bit of crunch from the pine nuts. It's just spectacular. Here's my trick for cutting up basil. Just lay it all in a pile and roll it up into a ball, and you just slice through it. Now what you're going to get are these pretty ribbons. It's called chiffonade, but we're not using them that way today. I'm just going to chop right through them, going crossways. Terrific, perfect. Now, that's a couple of tablespoons. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right into my tomato sauce. Just kind of fold it in. Now, since I make my own tomato sauce, I know exactly what's in it, which is nice. I know it has enough salt, plus we're going to put capers and cheese on this, so you don't need to add salt. I know it has enough pepper. I know it has enough garlic. It's just perfect, just the way that it is. Now, I'm going to stir in my golden raisins as well, and I'm doing that because raisins have high sugar. And sugar tends to burn when you put it in a hot oven. The tomato sauce will protect it. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Look at all those little colors in there. Absolutely beautiful. All right, now we're just going to spoon a little bit on my slices here. Just try and get everybody a little bit. A lot for you. Just share the wealth here. Split it all evenly as you can get it. spread it all out. Try and cover your entire eggplant slice. Great. Now, we're going to do just a little bit of a sprinkling of capers on each one. Give it a little bit of brininess. And just a little sprinkling of a few pine nuts. Just give a little crunch with a bite. Now let's do a little grating action here. Now I always use whole Romano. I do not go out and buy things in packages. I never know what's really in them. It's really simple to do. Have my great little grater here. Microplanes are wonderful for this kind of thing. And guess what? You tend to use less cheese when you grate it yourself, because you just cover the top. And actually, if you were to grate this into a bowl and weigh it, you'd only be using about an ounce of cheese for the whole thing. Now, if you scoop stuff out of a container, you have the tendency to really scoop, and you get a thicker layer. It doesn't add that much more flavor. It just has a whole lot more calories and fat. So be aware. If you're making things at home, really make them. Really do it for your family. Romano is made out of sheep's milk, so it's not a cow's milk cheese. So if you've got a friend or a family member that's a little bit intolerant of cow's milk, you might be all right with Romano. And you can always skip this and just put a little bit of ground almonds on top, and it'll look like cheese and it'll brown nicely if you have someone that's really got lactose or casein intolerance. I'm just going to pop these into a preheated 425-degree oven for just about 10, maybe 12 minutes. They go very quickly in a hot oven, so they can be done lickety-split. Don't those just look delicious? The aroma is just scrumptious. They look gorgeous. They smell fantastic. Oh, let's get them out onto this beautiful plate. I can't wait to have one. Oh. Now, as I was saying to you, I did have this as an appetizer in Capri, which I love the idea of because it gets vegetables into your guests first thing before anything else in the meal. But I've done this before since we've gotten home, and I've served it also as a side dish, which is also fantastic. It goes great with white fish or any white meat. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Eggplant campanina. Make this for your family. They will just love you for it. Thank you for joining me today at Nina Cucina. I'll see you next time.